This video from Live Water's website shows where they claim to get their water and why.
Water as it's found in nature is a liquid crystalline matrix of H2O molecules that suspends a variety of beneficial microbes and microalgae, as well as a variety of dissolved solids like mineral ions. And we need all of that.
At Rainbow Grocery in San Francisco, 2.5-gallon glass urns of live water sold for about $15 and sold extremely well.
Is that the highest priced water that you carried?
Yeah, definitely that we carried, and offhand the highest that I'm aware of. I mean, I grew up in rural North Idaho, and the best water I've had in my life was what we pumped from a hand pump out of our garden. So, I mean, that was raw water that I grew up with, and, you know, no one got sick from it.
Noel says recent bad publicity led to live water falling out of contact with them, and thus it's no longer on their shelves. But he says the demand for raw water is very similar to the raw milk trend. This customer loves raw milk and also goes out of his way to buy fluoride-free water.
No, fluoride's not good for you. That's it's junk science, and it's corporate science.
What we're looking at is a dose that makes the poison. The amount of fluoride that's added to water is on pretty minimal amounts from a toxic standpoint.
Toxicologist Tamer Durrani says fluoride levels in U.S. drinking water are safe and that drinking raw water poses a greater risk.
Infectious risk can include things like things that will make you throw up or give you diarrhea. For there are toxic risks, we know of things like lead and arsenic or chemicals that have been dumped in local streams.
Live Water isn't the only company taking an unorthodox approach to this natural resource. Some innovators are looking to cut our dependence on water utilities and on this. Arizona State Materials Science Professor Cody Friesen shows me the Source Hydropanel system, which takes sunlight and air, then makes water.
We very efficiently absorb water from the atmosphere, cycle that water out of those materials, produce basically pure water, and then we mineralize that water to bring up its pH, its taste, and its healthfulness.
Friesen says his material science approach even allows for water to be drawn from the air on dry days, partly because there's typically more sunlight available to power the process. But at a cost of $4,500 for a 2-hydropanel system that produces 20 standard bottles of water a day, it's not cheap.
For people who have access to clean, potable, clean water that has been filtered, tested, cleansed, it's probably not necessary.
But Friesen says it's already being used in places where it is necessary, such as orphanages in Lebanon and hurricane-stricken areas of Puerto Rico. This resident of Albuquerque, New Mexico, says his hometown's water is well known for having questionable levels of arsenic.
This is a lot better.
I was just talking to somebody from Beijing earlier, and he's paying $2.50 a liter for his bottled water. He's buying Evian, so it's a little bit more expensive. So his payback is sub 6 months. But a typical bottled water user, you're still paying back, and very, very rapidly, much faster than typical solar. It's also a technology that Western China, other parts of China where infrastructure hasn't gotten to yet, it's a way to leapfrog those challenges that those people face of having access to clean water.
Zero Mass has so far raised $24 million in venture capital funding, proving that many investors believe consumers are more than willing to pay a premium for nature's oldest beverage. Mark New, CGTN, San Francisco.